What I want to talk about today is purpose. Purpose and how it works into making you who you actually are. You see, there's just one. There's no separation. Life isn't discreet. How many times do I need to say? Existence is continuous. Every present moment now is what there is. There isn't a start of the last moment followed by its end. Every single moment is now. That's all there is. Now. 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 This is why it doesn't end. This is why it doesn't begin. For there to be an end, there must be a beginning. There is no beginning, there is no end. It is just now. One. Anything that seems to guide you away from one is illusion. Death and life is not one but two. There's no cognitive understanding of one. One is known only by purpose. Sheer purpose for the sake of purpose. So why am I refining my understanding of one? Isn't that in itself an illusion? Well, why are you listening? No, not you. You. What, you want to learn? Why do you want to do that? If there's no end, then why purpose? There is no purpose other than purpose. But you, the real you, is purpose. There is no purpose other than purpose. Not free will. This is beyond you. No, not you, but you. This is an extension of you, an illusion of purpose for the sake of an end. I repeat, there is no end. There is no beginning. Any end or perception of such is an illusion. But you get so caught up in thinking that everything on this plane wears down, as though there's this end that's just around the corner. The highs and lows may be a powerful illusion. It's true. But if your body wears down and it dies, then that should make you, the real you, cease its illusion of this end. If you really know who you are, then the fear of such is an illusion. Fear is high and low. Fear is purposing towards this end. Every now moment is purpose, for purpose's sake, no more. If it's you who's philosophizing that everything is running down, then you are purposing to an end. But correspondingly, if it's you who's philosophizing that there is no end, then you are still purposing towards an end. Do you see? When you know who you really are, it isn't knowing. It isn't an object. And you aren't knowing as a subject. Every moment is now. 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 There is no time to purpose towards an end in every now moment, is there? Do you understand? So what is this thinking type of learning? We keep doing it and we feel like we know something higher. You feel like you're reaching something more profound, a truer understanding of what it really means to be you. Not you, but you. As though once you get it, you'll feel like you finished the next chapter and you can turn the page on the journey towards enlightenment. This kind of an understanding is discreet. Do you follow? If you really want to know what the truth is, you will not get it. You will not. You will not ever be as intelligent as what created your illusion. I'll repeat. You will not ever be as intelligent as what created your illusion. Purpose without an end. Purpose for the sake of purpose. Do you really know how you do it? I mean, come on. If you think you know how you do it, then you're creating your own end. You think it's all running down. Does this make sense to you? Are you following me? Right now. No, I mean right now. No. Now. In this now moment. You who is listening shine billions of stars. Create supernovas and black holes. Forest a planet in one galaxy. Give self-realization to another. And speak through my mouth these very words. And best of all, you do it without even knowing how. If you knew how you did it, you wouldn't be listening right now. would you? Except that is, if you're creating the illusion of an end. Purpose without end is existence. You can't exist without purposelessness. Purpose for purpose is without purpose. Purpose for purpose is without any purpose. Purpose without end is now. Purpose for purpose is not creation. Purpose for purpose is now. 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 Now I'm here. Are you? So who are you? I don't mean to go on a tangent here, but it all relates back to this thinking thing that we keep doing. This purposing forward towards an end. I mean, we really feel like we're really getting somewhere. Maybe that one intelligence, it's a little bit too busy doing itself. And I don't mean in that way. Maybe it's just a little too busy to worry about how or why. The one is just doing it. Then you have the scientists and the religion creators. I mean, they're the ones who are really taking it to another level. And if you want one motto to sum up science and religion, it's purpose towards an end. To a very dangerous extreme. And of course, I mean dangerous in the short term only, and from the illusory perspective of the subject man. See, it's this illusion of subject man and object reality that creates so much anxiety. So what am I saying? You might think I'm saying that this is either an all-object reality or an all-subject reality. Or you might be thinking that I'm just talking from my own subjective reality. In a feeble attempt to point you in the direction of one. Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is now! 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 This is purpose. Now! 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 That is purpose. Purpose without a purpose. Do you see a purpose in that? I mean, object and subject are just names anyway. Existence doesn't have a name. Existence is purposeful. Purposelessness. Existence is object and subject and whatever other names you want to call it. But each time You try and formulate a name. You started to purpose towards an end. And there is no end in now. Self-propelling existence is what creates the mind and its illusions. Human intelligence is a branch of the one. So I guess this solves a small problem, somewhat, in that our perceptions of self are inherently illusory. To know thyself is to not know anything. To know thyself is to not know anything from mind. I mean, the problem is solved by simply accepting that there is no problem. It collapses in on itself. This is why scientists theorize a waveform collapse. In the now moment, there's only one observation. See? Or, I mean, you can postulate that there's an endless variety of now moments, and all are true, even though only one was observed. Regardless, you see that if you are focused on a purpose, you miss the point altogether. Remember, it's not about you focusing on something versus nothing, or event versus non-event. One subatomic particle has no reason to be here versus 1 billion kilometers in the other direction. Yeah, I am using science right now to illustrate a point, which may seem contradictory. However, the point that's being illustrated is that there is no purpose other than purpose without purpose. We've learned so much as pieces of human technology, but to know how we do it would make us cease to exist, in a manner of speaking. I mean, at least it would cease the illusion that we exist as subject man. But this is what scientists are doing. They're learning about themselves. Alright, this is getting a little bit abstract. A little bit off the wall. But when dealing with these topics, such as subject man, it's naturally going to become convoluted. Become more and more complex as we do more and more mental gymnastics. In this attempt to try to put ourselves side by side with what created the illusion. So you're going in the opposite direction, and that's why my other talk dealt with the fact that we're taking technology as an appendage of our own sentience, and we think that it's going in this grand direction. It's purposing itself towards a definite, defined, discrete end. Hopefully things are starting to become a little bit clearer. I mean, the whole point of this is to show how there's no purpose towards an end. At least not on the one symmetrical, non-dualistic level. I mean, why do the seasons change? Scientists have answered that. It relates to angles of incidence. But really, just hold on a second here. I'm going to ask you a different question now. Why do seasons change? Where's the answer to that one? Tell me. It's all we're dealing with here. Purposelessness, purposefulness. As soon as you delude yourself into thinking there's an answer, you've created the problem. And as soon as you created the problem, you've created an illusion. There are no problems in the now. Evolution is false. I mean, come on. So evolution happens when existence looks back on itself, it checks up on his species creation diary, and it remembers what it did wrong so it won't repeat it for the next time. Alright. So existence must have a mind that remembers. Existence doesn't have a mind. So why are we assuming it does? Every permutation that's occurring in this now moment is change. Not change from past to present or from now to future. No. But change for the purpose of change. You can't have purpose without change. You can't have change without purpose. But in any now moment, there is no purpose other than purpose. Purpose without purpose. Does that make sense? It shouldn't. At least not to your mind. Mind is an illusion. Mind is what keeps you from knowing what you really are. The big self, existence, your higher self, whatever name you want to give it. You know, it gets weird. It gets weird when you have that moment. That moment when you really know what you are. That is what blows your mind apart. That's what blows away the illusion. I'll say it again. When you know what you really are. I mean, what you really, really are. When you know it. That blows your mind. And no, it's not you and your mind that is thinking, I am existence. If you're doing that, then you're not. You're just part of it. Being part of and being are two different things. Two things is false. As long as you're going to continue on that pathway. You're going to be mired in illusion. There's only one thing. You! It is what it is. In the short term, it appears as though there is a purpose to micro events on the earth. But this is, however, coming from a subject man perspective. Spring comes in the northern and southern hemispheres, and this then provides new crops for subject man to repopulate. Then subject man creates a new subject man at will and unintelligently. The purpose of procreation need not be examined. As per the whole point of this discussion, even though the Illuminati might make you think a little differently on that subject. But back to the concept of purpose. And it is just a concept, of course. One that has been developed by subject man, promulgated by subject man, and all in the name of ensuring our survival on this hostile planet, of ensuring that we keep on keeping on towards the hope for a better future, towards the hope that our lives will become increasingly and increasingly longer, more enjoyable, but is this really what's going on? When we drop in, when we drop back to one, we get out of this dichotomy. We get out of this life and death. When we let go of this fear that grips us all in this psychotic society. when we let go of this purpose that we all seem to have. When we shed our illusions, and become purpose. Purpose that exists without purpose. Then I think we can at least connect back to what we really are. And I mean, this is no light subject. This is not a cliche. Let's all become one in mass consciousness. You've heard it 1,000 times. But you answer me this. When you're walking down the street, I want you to tell me who's walking past you with purpose. Who's walking just to walk? I guarantee if you look closely enough, you'll be able to tell. Now, would I be here today if it wasn't for our illusions? Would I be here after these millions and millions of supposed years in our past? Would I be here right now talking to you in this now moment if it wasn't for purpose? Well, what I'm trying to get at is that ceases to be a purposeful question. Because I'm deluding myself. By asking the question. I mean, in the short term, it appears as though humans defy what's been going on since the purported Big Bang. We seem to defy entropy, don't we? As we delude ourselves into thinking we're getting smarter and smarter with the aid of technology and with the aid of time. Time, as we think, we understand, grants us the stunning illusion that past events create the present and present events create the future. We assume that this future is there for a reason. And it gives us the purpose that we need to maintain this illusion. Remember, purpose doesn't exist in the now moment. At least not purpose towards an end. You're going to keep shining those stars. You're going to keep shining that sun. That sun is going to keep hitting this planet at such an angle of incident as is necessary to create our seasons, to keep giving us crops, to keep giving us sustenance, to keep giving us hope that there's a future, a better future, God damn it. One full of all the greatest technological perks and everlasting life. I just watched Pirates of the Caribbean, the new one. And of course, it's all about finding the fountain of youth. Isn't that our purpose? But with each quantifiable moment that passes on our observable level, purpose doesn't exist. By creating that problem in the now moment, you cease to exist. The only purpose is no purpose. And how do I know this? How do I know this? I don't know this. If I did, I wouldn't be making this recording and I wouldn't be having this discussion. I wouldn't be asking these questions and you wouldn't be listening. Neither object man or subject man has a purpose. The concept of time can only be thought of by subject and not object. But this again is two, and there is only one. So how can I remove myself from the equation? Remember, death and life is not two. Subject and object are not two. How do you subtract two from one? These are just names. They're just forms. This is the illusion. So tell me again, who are you? And what is your purpose?